Wow, look at that majestic, amazing, and cool machine. Doesn't it look beautiful? Oh, you want to know how it works? Well, you've come to the right place. First off, what's this machine anyway? Well, its full government name is linear accelerator, but all of its friends call it LINAC. A LINAC is used during radiation therapy. Radiation therapy is a common way to treat cancer and is used in 50 or 60% of all cases. This treatment is like shooting radiation to kill cancer cells and shrink tumors. The radiation breaks up DNA so that the cells can't reproduce. The LINAC is the machine that produces and fires that radiation. How does it do that? Well, the first part of an accelerator looks like an old light bulb. There's a coil inside it, and when electricity passes through the coil, it heats up and boils off electrons. Since electrons are negatively charged, they can be pushed around using electromagnetic fields in a waveguide. The waveguide has a source called a magnetron, which is the same thing that your microwave uses to heat up the pizza from last night. The magnetron produces electromagnetic waves, and the electrons ride those waves like a surfer. If everybody had an ocean. But more like if the Flash could surf. After surfing in the USA and possibly enjoying a pina colada, their next order of business is to crash into a target. Yes, you heard that right. We actually want them to crash into a target. This is because since the electrons are moving at the speed of light, if they are guided to crash into a target, the result of that crash would shoot out X-rays. The X-rays produced from the crash point at the tumor. They are locked on the target and ready to shoot. While the X-rays are being shot, they pass through something called a multi-leaf collimator, who is a distant cousin of Edward Scissorhands. This multi-leaf collimator changes the shape and intensity of the X-rays in order to get as much radiation in the tumor as possible while avoiding giving radiation to healthy tissue. I'll have Andrew Wilson explain how we use the collimator and also give a helpful analogy.
By setting particular dose values and using this MLC, this multi-leaf collimator that we have, we can shape the actual shape of this beam that comes out of the accelerator. So instead of having, if we're looking at a lung, instead of the radiation going to the whole lung, we just use the collimator to bring it down to a small field so that we're only irradiating the tumor and not the whole lung or the heart that's around it. And we will do this with the machine at lots of different angles around the patient. And by doing lots of different angles, it means that we can reduce the dose. Instead of it being one big dose with one go, it's lots of little doses that get put together. So if you think about like water, and if you have a little drop of water, it doesn't really do much. But if you had a gallon of water, a big gallon of water hit, you can feel it and it's really heavy and hard. But if you broke the gallon down into lots of little drops, it's a lot easier for people to tolerate.
Continuing on, how much radiation is given is planned out by the doctors beforehand, who then translate those instructions to the LINAC. So basically, old light bulb, electrons, surfing in the USA, but at the speed of light, crash into target, distant cousin of Edward Scissorhands, shapes and models to perfection, then it passes through the patient's body. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be joining the electrons for a strawberry pina colada.